Hello, Licki video. Today we're going to take a look at a Shadow Sharpedo team here in the Open Great League with a double poison, double dark line. As we can take a look at this Pokemon now. This team would be also available in the current Halloween Cup, which I actually thought this would be in, but I guess it is not, as we're going to see some Pokemon that are not based in this cup. Maybe some games are played in the Halloween Cup because we also faced some opponents here. It seems like that we're having also teams for the Halloween Cup and some maybe not. But yeah, I think this team would be a little bit more suited for the Halloween Cup right now, but also in the Open Great League, Sharpedo can do some havoc. This thing is super squishy, but if you did see the video which I did prior about the Ramadan for the Halloween Cup against the Azumarill, you actually have a really decent matchup if you have a shield advantage, because you always will be able to win this one. The Poison Fang damage is insane. Like, this is a non-step Poison Fang, which is a pretty cheap move that doesn't do a lot of damage usually. But from a Sharpedo, like, everything does a ton of damage. And this is definitely one of the coolest Pokemon to use. It's one of the squishiest in the game. It's one of the most attack-weighted Pokemon in the game. But it's also one of the best attack-weighted Pokemon, as it's still kind of usable in a lot of games, or like in a lot of metas, as we see here, the next opponent having Licki in the lead. You will be able to resist the Lick, but it doesn't really look like you are able to resist the Lick, to be honest, because, yeah, you are very squishy. You have next to no HP, you have only a little bit of the defense stat there, so it's going to be a tough one. You're going to go for the bait there with the Poison Fang. They're going to most likely shield up anyway. They are not shielding it up, and you will be able to go into your Drapion, trying to farm it down now with a Poison Sting, but they're going to swap out now into the Skarmory, which is very nice that you get this Skarmory out of here, as you will be able to go for one Crunch. This Crunch will get the defense drop, which is definitely something you are looking for, as you can go ahead and go for one more Crunch here, gonna get this thing lower. You kind of want to let this move go through, because you kind of have to let this move go through, and you will be able to farm it down with a Sharpedo, and you should hopefully have a pretty decent time here, as this thing will go down. You will still have a move stored. You go for the Crunch here. Let's see if it goes unshielded or not. It does go unshielded, as you can now go into your Beedrill and try to farm down everything here and keep the opponent at 2 shields. They're most likely going to bait you here, but you cannot really take a risk, as they are usually should go down to the fast move damage alone anyway. And they're going to surrender this first match. Good game there. Next opponent, we will see the Drapion there against the Scrafty coming in. It's most likely the team that I already showcased immediately when the Toxapex came out. Toxapex, Sableye, Scrafty doesn't make a ton of sense. Again, this could be also a team that you could run in the current Halloween Cup, as all the Pokemon are available for that one, and you will be able to go for the bait here, which is smart. You can get the defense drop, and you would be able to always get the shield there anyway, as they know that you have Sludge Bomb now. But sadly, you're not able to get to another Crunch, which is hurting you a little bit. You have to shield you now against this Scrafty, and you will be able to go for one more fast move down there, and you should be able to go for one Drill Run now against this incoming Sableye. Sableye is definitely something that you can deal with still with your Beedrill, as you can go for another Drill Run here, which would knock them out. Let's see if they want to shield it, and they will want to shield it. You're going to go ahead and shield this move up. Fine for you. You can go ahead and try to go for one more Exeter, or you try to catch this move on the Sharpedo here, as you will be able to definitely take this move, but they of course still have the Toxapex in the back, and there's nothing that you can really do about this anymore. You will be able to go into your Beedrill, but even a Drill Run wouldn't have KO'd from this range, especially as you're not Shadow. But even a Shadow would do like 60% or something to a Toxapex. Toxapex is extremely bulky. They stay in here with a Venusaur, which is weird. Venusaur of course is pretty damn decent against the Sharpedo, but not against this Drapion. You can go for some Crunches here. Crunch will be able to get at least the defense drop here, which is nice. You might be able to take even one Hydro Cannon off here still, as this Swampert will go for it, and you will be able to even get a shield advantage now against the Swampert, which will be amazing, but you're most likely going to lose this shield advantage pretty soon against this one with your Sharpedo. Sharpedo can take one Hydro Cannon, but it hurts a ton, and it's going to hurt a lot here, as you're going to keep all your shields for the Beedrill, which is a risky play, especially if they have a Skarmory in the back. So yeah, that's going to be a good game. Weird team from the opponent though. I haven't seen a team like this ever before. Oh, I really want to see one Razor Leaf coming in against the Sharpedo from the Victory Bell, but sadly they are swapping out and you only have to deal now with this Toxapex or with your Drapion. Interesting team by the opponent, double poison already without really an answer for the answer swap poison, so interesting enough. You will be able to go for some crunches here, they can go for Brine, and I think they win the zero shield scenario here, but I don't think they win like any other shield scenario, but I'm not sure. You will be able to go for a lot of damage here with those crunches, as they are going to go ahead and go for the charge move. You're going to shield up, and you at least can go for another one and try to realign. You of course want to have the Beedrill against the opposing Victory Bell, especially. There's most likely the Bastiodon still waiting in the back, but we have to see. You're going to let this move go through, which is risky because, I mean, you get now more energy with your Beedrill, but as you're going to see here, the Bastiodon is coming in. You can go for a drill run here, you can try to get this lower, you will get this lower, you go into your Sharpedo, and now you're gonna bait out the Victory Bell, which needs 3 fast moves to knock you out, but you will be able to now at least get some energy here, which is smart, on your Beedrill, and I think you should be able to still win this game, which is very interesting, as you wouldn't really expect it at this point of time, but actually because you went into your Sharpedo and you baited out the Victory Bell, you were able to win this game here, as they are even letting the first move already go through, but you would have got your 2 moves anyway. Next opponent, we will see a Ninetales in the lead. Ninetales is of course horrible, especially if they usually run Charm, as we see the Diggers be coming in. You can go for some Crunch damage here. Crunch will do some pretty decent damage against this thing, but not really something to threaten them. But thanks to the defense drop, actually you might threaten some shields here. Let's see, you're going to get to another one. If this is a Fire Punch, let's see what it is. It's going to be a Fire Punch. You're going to shield up though. You will be able to now go for another one, get the final shield, like the first shield from the opponent, definitely. You're gonna get another defense drop, which is cool, and you're going to let this move go through it as well, which is nice. As you go into your Sharpedo, you can farm down, but they're actually going to swap out in time, as they still have their Medicham in the back. And Medicham definitely going to be a tough one here, as this thing also has access to Psychic. You kind of have to go into Beedrill, you kind of have to shield up, because Psychic would do a ton of damage. You have to hope that Beedrill somehow will be able to knock out both the Diggersby as well as the low 9 hits them back. As we see the Diggersby coming in, you can go for one Exeter, and they're throwing that charge move at the same time it looked like it. As you will be able to now not like shield it up, but you can still take one Fire Punch at least. And they're gonna go into the Charm user. You're going to swap perfectly on the charge move. Amazing play here, as this will save you here, and you will be able to go for another drill run. You could have thrown maybe 1 or 2 turns earlier, but I think it's fine here, as you can still get 2 of this Exeter and win the game here. Very good game, very close one there, but very well played at the end to try to still win this one. Let's see the next opponent. We will see here the opponent with a Sharpedo against Altaria. This looks like a horrible matchup for you. You're going to swap out immediately into your Drapion. Even the Beedrill in the back, of course, doesn't really have the best matchup against the Altaria. You don't really have a charge move to hit it. You only have your fast moves to farm it down. As we see a Diggersby, it doesn't really look too good for you right now at this point. This Crunch comes through. You're going to be able to now take this move. It's going to be the Fire Punch. You just want to keep your shields alive, I guess, and you can hopefully let this move go through. I'm not sure. Yeah, Fire Punch comes through. Can you go for a charge move? You cannot. They go for another charge move here. But you will be able to farm them down with your Sharpedo. You will see the Altaria coming in. You have to go for the Poison Fang first, because you will need to get some damage on them and also try to debuff them. You will be able to get the shield from them, which is nice, and you will be able to now farm them all the way down after you shield up their potential Sky Attack there, which of course comes through here. And they get to another one, so you now have to count how many they still need. They're most likely, you can go for like 6 more fast moves, but now you have to throw your charge move, which they're going to do perfectly. Exeter comes through, you will be able to knock this out, but Diggersby going to be a little bit of a problem. You will go for another move here, going to get the shield from them, which is nice. You can go for another one here, and let's see what they have in the back. Maybe you are going to still be able to win this. It's going to be a Lantern. You will be able to go for a drill run here, but this drill run will not be enough to knock them out. This is not even close to be enough. You can go ahead and go into your Sharpedo, but they will knock you out with one Surf here. And this is going to be a good game. This Surf will knock you out, and you have no chance at all. Next opponent here, we're going to see the Sharpedo against a Bastiodon. This is a pretty neutral matchup. It actually loses against Bastiodon, which is kind of crazy, but it's just Bastiodon has more than twice as much bulk as you, which is insane. It's basically like 2 Sharpedos together. But you will be able to get at least one shield in the defense drop, which allows it to put him into range for one crunch, I think, at this point. But the opponent going to swap out most likely anyway. They're going to swap out now into the Medicham. You could have thrown your crunch earlier, which I think would have been the better play. But now you can go for 2 crunches, which will do some nice damage. But you kind of have to go down to your Beedrill to get some energy for the Bastiodon that comes in. You have to definitely shield up this move here, as this Psychic would have knocked you out, and you will be able to go ahead and farm them all the way down. In comes from them the Sableye most likely. It's going to be the team that has been around for years, which I still don't really understand how you deal with certain Pokemon, but it's fine, as you can go ahead and go for one more drill run here. This drill run will get the shield from them. You will be able to reach another one if you shield up, and you will be able to shield up here, as you still have even your Drapion in life. You should be able to still win this final game, the second to last game here at least, as this Sableye should go down to one more crunch. Crunch comes through now, and you will be able to knock them out, and you will be able to win this game. Good game there. Next opponent here, we're going to see the final one. We see the Sharpedo against Licki. This looks like a pretty okayish matchup for you, but of course still lick damage still adds up because you have basically 0 bulk, and you have to shield up those body slams definitely. You can go for one Poison Fang bait, but you're actually going to go for the crunch this time around. Maybe not the right play there. I think Poison Fang would have been enough, but you will be able to catch the next move on your Drapion. You got the defense drop anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much, as we will see them going into a Medicham, and you will be able to go for another Crunchy against it. Get the defense drop, which is kind of huge. I think you survive every move here still, but I'm not sure. Let's see what they can do. They can go for one Psychic, you survive it still, and you will be able to go for the Crunch. Gonna get this thing low, not KO them yet. You will be able to farm down with the Beedrill, and you see the Umbreon coming in. This is still not over though. It seems like you have a pretty decent matchup here, but it's actually still kind of awkward for you, as this Umbreon going to be able to survive 2 Exodus, which is kind of crazy. Super effective move from Beedrill, but you will not be able to 2-shot it. You need 3 to hit, and they're going to shield the first one up there anyway. They still have the shield left. You can take 1 foul play, but you cannot take 2 foul plays, so they swap into the Licki, and they're actually going to allow you now to farm them all the way down with your own Beedrill here, and you will be able to hopefully get to 2 Exodus against this opposing Umbreon, and you will definitely be able to get there, so you will be able to win the final game. This is going to be also it for the video. If you want to send me some battles as well, link in the description. Leave a like if you haven't already, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!